Got a shoot in the morning, but I just got inspired to make this video. Just assume the worst about anything. I know it's kind of random, but if you assume the worst in whatever it is going on that you're worried about, everything that happens is a pleasant surprise. And I don't mean that to be pessimistic because I'm the most optimistic person I know. But I do know that hoping that something great happens sucks when nothing good happens, and expecting the worst to happen when you expecting the worst to happen and then that not coming to fruition, everything is a pleasant surprise. That is something that I apply in I don't know, I think that goes into my approach with social media and with any issues you're having, make the video and assume everyone already hates it. Assume you suck at your job. Assume that nobody likes your song. Assume that your cooking sucks. I don't know. Assume that you're going to fail out. Everything you do, because you already have just accepted the fate of the worst thing happening, everything after that is just fucking free play. It's like if you're playing a video game and you know you're not going to beat it, so you're just going to fuck around because it doesn't matter anyways. And then you realize that you're starting to progress in the video game. I'm not really explaining it well, but this is something like with relationships. If you're dating someone and you break up, what's the worst thing to think about? That person's sleeping with someone else, right? Assume it's happening every night with 5 different people. It's not a bash on them, but just assume that. Get your mind used to, okay, this is what's going on with this. This is not your person anymore, and this person is getting down to business. And then that's the worst. And you're already like, wow, that sucks to think about. But it's better than, some people being in denial after they break up with people, this person would never, girl, relax. They didn't like you that much, okay? But if you could literally assume that the worst thing is already happening, then everything else becomes so much easier, because worst case scenario is worst case scenario, and that means everything that's not worst case scenario, which your life is not worst case scenario. Your life is usually a lot better and close to best case scenario. Hopefully you're putting in your mind that you're living in best case scenario. Everything just becomes fun after that. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I just felt inclined to just share a message of just assume the worst and you won't be let down. Now that might be trauma speaking through me, oh, you got disappointed, so now you never get your hopes up for anything. Yeah, you could probably say that. But also, it has been kind of like a cheat code / shield from disappointment as well. That might be wrong to preach a coping mechanism, but I guess it is, but it's also kind of a way that builds your armor a little bit more. Not to say you should have armor, but life isn't perfect and life gets sticky, and when shit does get down and shit does start hitting the fan, how are you going to handle it? If you're used to everything going well in your life all the time and some shit goes down, you're not going to know how to act. You're going to freak out. But conversely, I don't know, I'm losing my train of thought here. When's the time that I would just assume worst case scenario? I know you do that a lot for relationships. Just assume worst case scenario. You're sad about something or XYZ, just assume the worst. Whatever you're thinking, think it happened every single day. Think that it happened while you were together. It helps you come to terms with things because it lessens the blow. You suffer that in your mind, and then real life comes around and you're like, oh. I think it's the equivalent of running a mile and then running a mile with ankle weights. It just makes the mile easier if you practice running with ankle weights, like, or with weighted boxing gloves. Like, yeah, it's harder to punch now, but like then when you take them off, you're like, wow, this is easy. I appreciate resistance training like that. I like the idea that you can make something hard when you do it all the time, so that when you really need to do it, it's easy. Like, go back to the running thing. You train every day in ankle weights and like you're slow and it's super duper hard and your times aren't good, you're running slow, but you do that for that when you have the track meet, you take off the ankle weights and you feel light as a bird and you're fucking zipping around there. Does that make sense? That's just something that I do. You don't have to do everything I do. I just come on here and just like share my life thoughts, and I don't know if philosophy is the word, but like, let's relax, you know? Yeah, I don't know, assume the worst. What is something else that you could, like when you like when I make any of these videos, I am not making this video right now thinking like, this is the one. I'm like, okay, 100 people are gonna watch this, 15 likes, on to the next video. It's not about holding on to what could be best case scenario, because it doesn't happen that often in terms of like what you really, really want to happen. But the reality of of what happens is usually a lot better than worst case scenario. If I'm assuming that this is going nowhere, then when I get 300 views, 500 views, I'm like, that's what's up. I'm doing something good. And it just gives you that mindset of keep going, like keep getting at it, because it doesn't matter. Like just keep working. I don't know if I just think some of the shit I talk about is so stupid sometimes. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like playing with this toy. Like, I'm fucking stupid, but I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Validating myself on camera I'm alone in my apartment. I'm validating myself. I don't know. So I got to shoot tomorrow. Shooting for Ulta Beauty tomorrow. I'm filming this video on November 1st. You'll probably be seeing this on... Maybe I'll just upload it tonight. I don't fucking know. I'll probably just upload it later. But yeah, I'm doing that. It's in Malibu tomorrow, so I gotta wake up early. And I really get excited on days I have photo shoots. One, because it's the best job in the world and I love it and I'm so blessed and grateful. And two, I get to wake up and get a coffee and go on a long drive. And I really like going on long drives. I don't like going on long drives when, like, if I'm just like, hey, let's drive to... you'll never just catch me just driving like 3 hours to go to fucking bumfuck anywhere, just to like go on a drive, just because like that doesn't really make a lot. I mean, it does make sense, but I don't know. I have a question. Does watching me make my YouTube videos make you feel less alone? I'm sorry if you feel alone, because you're not alone, but I'm also glad that we can kind of hang out even though I'm not there. My energy still, like, I get you, bro. I get you feeling alone sometimes. I feel alone sometimes too. Yeah, I definitely feel alone when stuff gets hard. Like when I definitely feel alone when I start trying to worry more about myself, or just when I'm going through stuff. I feel alone, because I don't know. I say this a lot, but nobody's wearing your exact same shoes. And like me personally, since I can't ask you, like me personally, like I love my job. I love being an influencer. I love everything I do for work, and I'm so blessed I get to do it. It is stuff that social media is something that I've had to work for, but I know that like surface level, it's very like, all right, but when I'm going through stuff, when I'm trying to like strategize for my life, like I don't know, like think about long-term stuff or just like confused about stuff or want to hear some insight from someone who's done it before, like I don't really have anyone to talk to. And I don't say that in like a boo-hoo way because everyone doesn't have people to talk to. Sometimes I'm just sharing with you guys. And this isn't boo-hoo. I'm just keeping it real. But yeah, I don't feel like I have a lot of people to talk to when it comes to this stuff because I do have my influencer friends and like, I have an amazing circle around me of friends and like I have a mom and sister who love me a lot and like I do have people who love me who I can talk to, but at the same time, there's only so much people can tell you before you just need to take your life into your own hands and like just kind of like pull up your pants and like make decisions about stuff. And this year has been amazing and eye-opening in that sense because I have really harnessed that power of I'm in control of my own destiny and I've made decisions accordingly. I changed my actions and it changed my life. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And I think me taking that power into my life and changing things that I didn't like about my life got me to a point where the positive courses of action that I took have been just making me feel good these days. But even amongst that, even when I like feel good, life just still happens and there's still like stuff that sucks a lot that you deal with that like you can't talk with people about, like, which is fine. But, I think, and I talk about this so casually, or maybe I think I'm talking about it so casually, but I say this because honestly, like, and you should probably already know this, but everybody has their own battles they're dealing with. You have stuff that you don't talk to anyone about that you deal with maybe every day, Um, so does your best friend. So does someone who's probably mean to you. So does someone you probably like. So does, you know, your siblings. So does your parents. Everyone has even your enemies, if we're gonna use that word, your exes, whatever, who gives a fuck. Everybody is going through stuff and it's okay because that's like part of the journey. And I know this isn't really insightful stuff. I'm not saying anything that no one knows, but at the same time, I don't know, it does get lonely on the road you walk because everyone's walking their thing. Like you watching this video right now, you're probably doing, a lot of people say listen to homework when they do this. Maybe they brush their teeth at night. Listen to it before school. I hope this message doesn't bum you out, but it empowers you and gives you a sense of community and that like you're going through it, but a good way to go through it might be to also acknowledge that, not to say that what you're going through isn't substantial because I know people go through some really serious stuff and everyone goes through really serious stuff, and just that if you can't find that like peace and happiness within yourself right now to make yourself feel better, try showing some love to other people, and not in like a babying people anyway, but just try and think that other people are going through it today too, and that you're both not feeling okay, and that's okay, and you're gonna get through it. It's fine. And I don't know. It sounds very broad. It's hard to tell someone it's fine when like someone's life can be like crumbling in front of their eyes. But I'm just a big believer in things happening for a reason and things happening in your best interest. So, there's been a lot of blessings in my life that have come in the form of really hurtful events, I don't like to use the word trauma. I just think that like it just adds this level of like, but like shit goes down in life, and like you don't win because what you're going through is harder than what you think, your neighbor's going through. But you owe it to yourself to have your own back. Know that you are alone, but you got to have your back. And you're completely in control of your emotions. You're not in control of the things that happen to you, but you're completely in control of how you handle the shit that life throws at you. So the world is your oyster, and it's all making you a better person. And if stuff sucks now, just think about, put in your head right now, whatever you're going through right now, think of a time in the near future where it won't matter so much or it won't hurt so much. Whether it's like relationship, friend, family, school, blah, blah, blah. Think of like 30 days from now. What, and if that still doesn't work, think a year from now. But the point is, you can think of a time where life isn't so bad, and that's a really good thing. And yeah. And if it weren't for what you're going through right now, you wouldn't appreciate when things are as great as they can get. It wouldn't mean a whole lot because everything would be great, but you're going through some shit right now, and it's going to be that much sweeter when the smoke clears and you see brighter days, and you're really going to appreciate it, and you're going to be a lot wiser and a lot stronger than you are right now. So I hope that helps. I love you guys. Thanks for letting me talk about this. I hope I didn't bum you out. I just like to, let you guys know that you guys are in control of your destiny. You're in control of how you handle things, and it's a perfect day to boss up, as Rick Ross says in his book. I just finished the Rich Paul book. My third book I finished in a little under 3 weeks. And yeah, and even me, like, I don't know. I was gonna get into it. No, whatever. But yeah, shit can go. What I was gonna say is that like, I've been doing that, and I've been like working on myself, and I have been doing that, not in like a I need to help myself way, just in like a back to the grind, work on yourself way. And even when I'm doing that, like out of thin air, shit hits the fan and hits you in the face, and it sucks, but like, it's just better days ahead. And it sucks, but it makes me really appreciate times like this right now where I do feel at peace, and I got a job coming up tomorrow, and I just finished my book, and I'm feeling inspired, and I feel like I'm helping someone, and I feel, and I'm making videos for content, which is good for me, and I'm wearing my hats and stuff that I make, and all is okay right now, and trust me, I really appreciate the peace I feel right now. Yeah. Everyone's going through it. You're going through it. I'm going through it. Your neighbor's going through it. Your mom's going through it. Your boyfriend's going through it. Your girlfriend's going through it. Your boss is going through it. Have some empathy. Be the light. And you're going to get through it. This too shall pass. I love you guys. You are stronger than you think you are. And be the person that you wish you had in your life right now. Be that person, even if it's really hard. I love you guys. You guys are the bomb. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.